Hello guys, I have an important unboxing here. Well, actually, this is nothing novel that you haven't seen. There's plenty of reviews on the internet, and you might see here, it's Fender, and this is, of course, a guitar that I wanted to get. But it was hard to find because as soon as it came out, it was just out of stock right away, and it was hard to find brand new anywhere. So I got one out of Reverb, and it took a long time. I haven't done the review before because it took more than a month to arrive, and not sure why. I was really upset, and I'm just gonna check out if all that time that was on the road didn't break anything. And this is the Fender Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. Yes, Jazzmaster. Let's see. Tight here. Okay, so far so good. And I really gonna address I'm gonna address some things that I've heard in some of the reviews that I just don't really understand, because many of the reviews, they talk about the Acoustasonic. Let me open this here. Okay. Let's see if it's not broken. And fingers crossed. And here it is. Seems to be fine for now. Seems to be fine. Some more bubble wrap here, which is good. So I seen a lot of reviews. They talk about the, the feeling of an electric guitar, the neck, this and that. Just and that is not loud enough. That is not a guitar that you will gig with it, that is more for a studio, stuff like that. It's out of tune because see, the knobs feel fine. Let's get a tune. I understand, but I just don't get why so much, like, when people, like, I play guitar, right? Like, as you all know, I play guitar, but it doesn't matter if it's a guitar with, for me, it doesn't matter if it's a guitar with nylon string, with steel strings, if it's an electric guitar, if it's 12 strings. Like I hear a lot, like many people don't like acoustic guitar because they're harder, the strings are harder, or it just that's in my case, like I believe that's baloney. Like when you're a guitar player, that thing that it doesn't really matter If you're not used to some strings, you will get used to it. Don't worry about it. Just play for an entire week a guitar and you'll be fine. I mean, this silly thing that people say. So it's tuned now. So what I can say how it sounds just by itself, it sounds like a loud electric guitar. A loud electric guitar. That's how it sounds. For me, it doesn't sound just like this, like an acoustic guitar. It sounds like an electric guitar, just like electric guitars are more silent. This is louder. You know, with the lack of bass, it's all meat. Yeah, I feel it comfortable. The body, I feel it comfortable. The neck, it's deep. It's kind of deep, but the action feels okay. Now let's plug it in and see how it sounds, how the magic sounds inside this gorgeous. I select the sunburst. So I feel this one will look good for my acoustic shows and for my band show. All right, let's see it. Let's try it. I'm connected. I'm using the Bose S1 Pro, and see. One thing that I did not notice on the blend knob is that it would be cool if would have, you know, this knob sometimes that when you get to the midpoint they kind of like click and stay there, because if I want to have 50 and 50 blend of the two sounds, like I don't know exactly where is the midpoint, but as if would have that middle click spot, I will have the perfect blend 50-50, and this one it doesn't. I just have to do it, you know, my own manually. But it would be good that, you know, without, when you're playing without looking, you just dial it, and when it clicks there, you know you're halfway. This one doesn't have it. Another thing that you need to have in mind is that that doesn't have, it's like an electric guitar, doesn't have any EQ like acoustic guitars usually do. So you don't have any EQ. So this is why this kind of guitar is better, or is more suitable for PA system, directly to PA systems, because it's a full range, right, system. And with it.
La vida consumo que igual a la plata, por el negro de La Habana, tremendísima mulata, 100 libras de hueso, 40 kilos de salsa, y la cara de soles que sin palabras habla. No, no, no. De mi vida por estar con vos, y podría reparar tu alma herida a la luz del sol. No es cierto que yo vivo como quiero, más bien hago lo que puedo, viendo a las sombras de tu amor. Que seas feliz, que seas feliz, que seas feliz.
Well, my final thoughts on the acoustic Jazzmaster. I used it this last weekend, and it was good. It was good. I was asking my bandmates that it was how it sounded, if they liked it, and if it sounded very acoustic. If it sounded acoustically, and they say yes, it sounded acoustic. It was good. Now I have to say that the resonance of a regular acoustic guitar, usually when I do acoustic shows by myself or duo with no percussion, I strum a lot. And with the body of the acoustic guitar, I do some rhythms while playing. You know, hitting my hand and the strings and muting and all the stuff. So of course, this is not going to be an acoustic equivalent to doing that. So it was more muted. The body was more muted for the rhythm, for the slapping and stuff. So I had to get used to that and maneuver in some other ways to get the percussion thing that I do to feel the sound when it's just using a guitar. Another thing that I have to say is that it's a $2,000 guitar, $2,000 guitar, and for me, this piece here, this part here, feels cheap. It feels like plastic, and and I don't know. It's just, maybe it's me, but for it's not a solid body. It's just hollow, and I guess it has to be hollow for the resonance. But, and the other thing, that's the loudest, hitting it like that, and we don't play like that, right? So you can have an idea let's just play a little bit of song so you can say it. To the queen of only 18, she has some trouble with herself. He was always there to help her. She always belonged to someone else. I drove for miles and miles and wind up at your door. I had you so many times, but somehow I want more. I don't mind spending every day out of your corner in a pouring rain. But the girl with the broken smile, ask it if you understand or what, and she will belong, and she will belong. So, as you can see, that's how it sounds just by itself for practice and by yourself in your room. Could be okay. I have here the Fender Acoustic 200, just so you can hear how it sounds here. And this is my favorite. It's going to be position number 4 all the way up. I think that's the A position. That's my favorite. That suits my needs. So will be New Orleans a primeros de abril en el 94. Él está condenado a morir por amar demasiado. Si quisieras ahora venir y acabar de una vez con mi vida, yo te lo pido, blanca mujer, que me lleves a tu eterna guarida. Tengo tantas ganas de ti, pero no puedo llevarte ahora. Te toca todavía vivir, porque aún no te ha llegado la hora. So there you have it with an amplifier. So, like I was saying before, when you're a guitarist, I've seen some reviews out here on YouTube that people say I don't play acoustic guitar, I just play electric guitar. That's if you, I mean, I'm not here to criticize anybody, but that's a bold statement, because if you don't play acoustic guitar, like if you play electric guitar, you can play acoustic guitar, no problem. And you always have to have well, in my opinion, you always have to have an acoustic guitar with you, because when you're practicing, when you're at home, when you're writing a song, you need that feeling of acoustic guitar for the bass first, before adding electric guitar for effects and stuff like that. So when they say, "Oh, I'm not used to play guitar, acoustic guitar," because I play both. And they're different, of course. They have a different feeling. But when you play guitar, you gotta play. When you're an acoustic guitar, you don't have to play electric. But when you play electric, you have to play acoustic guitar. Come on, guys. Probably you play more electric, fine, but you always have to have an acoustic guitar and know how to play acoustic guitar. So and then comparing this to electric acoustic guitar, it's not fair, because it's neither. because you have an electric body with acoustic strings, so it's neither. It's a hybrid, so this is completely different instrument. So, but yeah, I can play electric guitar and acoustic guitar. I can play nylon string. I can play steel string, no problem. They feel different, but they feel different. There's no problem with that. Okay. So yeah. So what I have to say, it's a good guitar. I used it. I'll keep using it. I'm gonna keep it. It's not going to replace neither electric or acoustic, but it's a very versatile guitar when you're on the road and you don't wanna, and your show has both sounds in your playlist, and you don't wanna be around with two guitars, then you can have this and you make a show. And sometimes we're picky as musicians, but remember that the public, the general public, is not gonna be that picky. They're not gonna be checking like how professional exactly a guitar will sound according to a rosewood body or mahogany neck, and you know all those nerd details that only us musicians care about. So don't sacrifice that. Don't sacrifice your own personal specs for practicability when you're on the road. Okay, I would say, of course, I would like to have a 7,000, 10,000 guitar with me, but that's not practical because I'm on the road playing, and usually expensive gear are delicate. So that's not practical, even though I like them. So this one, let's see how it holds up with time. I hear sounds. It feels cheap, thin. But the rest, it feels fine. It feels good. It's a deep neck here, but it sounds good. Sounds good. So if you wanna hear more specs and all the different sounds that it has, check all there's tons of videos of Acoustasonic on YouTube. But my reason of doing this review, as all the other reviews I do from the gears I get, is from the perspective of gigging musician on the road, and yeah, and that's it. So my personal opinion, it's a good guitar. $2,000 is expensive. I know it's expensive, but it's a new technology. There's no other guitar with this technology out there in the market yet, but I'm assuming there will be in the future, and these prices might drop a little bit, but it's not that expensive either. Okay, so I will say this guitar should be about around 1,300 to 1,500, because the build, the brand, the sound. But 200 plus shipping, taxes, more than 2,000 is too much for this guitar, I believe. But it's not that out there either, expensive. Okay. Oh, and the most important thing for me, because I actually wanted to get the Stratocaster Acoustasonic. That was the one that I kind of like the best sound for acoustic. I checked the reviews, and checking the reviews, the Stratocaster was the one that most convinced me from all the three versions. But the turning point for me to get the Jazzmaster was just this one thing that I only saw in one of the reviews. It was just only one review that pointed out, and I'm glad that I saw it, because otherwise I would be frustrated, or I would have returned the Stratocaster back. And it's the knobs. This is the only one that has the knobs out of the way where you're strumming. Remember, when I do acoustic shows, and when I do acoustic show by myself, I do a lot of heavy strumming and rhythm and slapping. So having the other ones, the Telecaster and Stratocaster have these knobs more like here. So one of the reviews, they were pointing out that if you strum like long strums, you might hit those knobs, and that would annoy me. And so with this version, there's no problem, because I'm here. See, this is naturally how I strum. See, my hand is all the time here, like, and these knobs would have been here. It would have driven me crazy hitting them all the time. So that was the reason that I had to take the Jazzmaster in my situation. Otherwise, I would have taken the Stratocaster. I still believe the Stratocaster, for my opinion and my ears, has the better sounds for acoustic guitar from all the three versions. And but like I said before, practicability has to come first. Has to come first before what I like, because I need to make my shows easier, and practicability gotta be there first, and then what I like secondary. If I can match both, what I like with practicability, that's a plus, that's awesome. But practicability gotta go first. And yeah, and having the knobs right here wasn't going to work with me, even though the Stratocaster, I believe, has better acoustic sounds than this one. It's not that these ones are bad, it's just like different, and I like better the equalization on the other one. But it's not something hard to fix when you're in a mixer or using a DI. I can fix that. But I'm glad that I took this one, because it felt fine strumming. So if you're a strummer, a heavy strummer like me, just have that in mind. Have that in mind, because it might be a hazard or something that is gonna bother you on the way when you're strumming. Okay. So thank you for watching another video. Hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.